Now that we understand phonemic awareness and the importance of discussing the individual sounds contained within larger words, we can look at a more targeted skill of identifying words beginning, middle, and end sounds. The first sound is typically easier for students to identify. Let me give you some examples of how to identify the beginning sound. If I ask students to tell me the first sound in the word hat, I want them to say, if this is difficult for them, go back to using colored blocks or your fingers. The next task is identifying the end sound. You'll ask them what the last sound is in hat, pointing to the last finger if necessary. Using consonant, vowels, or CVC pattern words is best when doing these tasks. The last of this skill group is identifying the middle sound. This skill is more difficult for students as the vowels are a little trickier to identify. The vowel is the part that makes our jaw drop in words, so sometimes I'll have them put their hand under their chin and tell me the part that made their mouth open. If you're using blocks, you'll point to the middle sound, have them touch and say the whole word, and then ask what the middle sound is. Once students understand the concept of identifying beginning, middle, and end sounds, there are many multisensory ways to practice. In reading intervention, we try to make everything into a game. We use popular game boards for reading tasks. For additional multisensory strategies, students can hop, skip, or throw a ball for the individual sounds in a word, or for segmenting, you can use pom-poms, cotton balls, or connecting cubes to move sounds together to blend. The next part of this skill is manipulating sounds. When students can identify the sounds in cat, we can ask them if I took the k away and put in what's my word? We do this with sounds first, so let's look at some ideas for changing a word. Rule number 1 for phonemic manipulation. We can only change one sound at a time. So I may ask students if I have the word cap and my new word is cat, what changed? This skill is challenging to master, so I always introduce this concept using the blocks. I first have them show me the sounds in cat and they should pull down 3 blocks, one for each sound. Then I say change cat to cap, and they should touch and say k at. Then they should touch and say the new word cap, k app, and then make the change. So if the sound t left, we get rid of that block and the sound p comes in, we bring in a new colored block for that sound. Each time I make a change, I change either the beginning, middle, or end sound so students can practice changing each sound. Again, this isn't using letters just yet. We're still focused on the sounds contained in individual words. Once students master the CVC words, we're going to practice with words with end blends like the word fast, and then move into words with beginning blends like skip.